Hello, everyone. Welcome to Melissa's Musing, Featured Friend Friday. Happy Friday, peeps. It's an amazing day. I'll wait till a few of you come on here. Facebook's been doing something weird where I feel like I don't know, it takes a little moment for for things to happen. I don't know, for it to recognize I'm here. And I'm having my really amazing friend Andre on today. Hi, Danielle. Danielle knows both of us. And we are really excited there we go, the other side of my face is lit now. Forgot about my light. So Andre, I'm sure will be meeting me in here just in a moment. And we are really excited to be talking about manifesting your dreams into reality. Here he is. All right, so Andre, let's get you in here, my friend. Things up, so I feel like every week when I do this, it's a little bit different. There he is, the man of the hour.
How you doing?
My friends. Good.
Doing awesome.
So for those of you that don't know, this is my really great friend Andre. We went through ALA, not in the same class, but we run in a lot of the same circles. And tell the audience a little bit about you, my friend.
So I'm SD4, and so happy to have met Melissa and John. And I'm honored to have this opportunity to talk about our manifestation to fruition.
Yes.
Um, where do you want to begin?
We could start. So basically, Andre and I this week were talking a little bit about some of the awesome things that are happening in his life, and us communicating and being friends. I love hearing about the goals that you're putting into place and the things that you're trying to manifest. And what's amazing is that some of it's really starting to come to fruition. So would you want to share a little bit about what's been going on in your life with the audience?
Absolutely. So one of the first things is I haven't shared with a lot of people, but I recently bought a car. The big deal about that is I didn't have the money necessarily put aside. I just said, I'm going to have a car by a said date. And it was literally about 4 weeks out. And 2 days before that deadline, I drove up the lot in a nice Mercedes. So that was a big, big boost in the putting stuff into manifestation. And then the second was I said, okay, I get to create more money, more income flow. And now I'm up for promotion at my job, which is going to give me a $5 pay increase. And of the
That's amazing.
people that have, it's, I get goosebumps just thinking about the opportunity. And I've only been at this company since December. So this is
Oh,
pretty awesome to have this opportunity. The part that I like about it is they're really interested in what I'm learning and have continued to learn from ALA because that is, I incorporate a lot of that in my coaching and development when I'm talking to my employees. The second thing is I've been really, or the third thing is I've been really wanting to get into a studio and get focused on voice acting. I've learned a couple things on my own, and some of you know that I've done the radio, the news broadcasting at Grossmont College.
I didn't realize that. That's
But
amazing. I want to hear more about
yeah,
that.
I want to do the voice acting thing. That's what
I
I'm
mean, you
blessed
guys,
with.
doesn't he have a sexy voice? Thumbs up for Andre's voice right here. You get to do
Nice.
that for sure.
Oh, well, it's going to happen
Yeah.
because I just confirmed my first official voice acting class in the studio here in Vista, or down the
Oh,
road in Vista, with someone that I got connected with through George Bills
oh,
from
very
SD4
cool.
as
Yeah, I
well.
love George. Awesome.
Yeah. So this person here, her and her partner, they have their own SAG card. They produced multiple TV shows. They've put people out there on the map, and now they're going to help me get out there too.
Yes, they are. You're gonna be like the greatest, and I can totally see you. Give us a like if you guys can see this too. But I can totally see you like planet Earth status. Like, there we go. Like, just loving it. Because like I literally watched Planet Earth. What's his name? Is it
Nice.
I forget what his name is. Somebody will put it on here. But I like literally watch those to like listen to his voice. So that's amazing. I don't want to get sidetracked from the topic. What do you feel like? So that's amazing. I love seeing all the declarations that you've made and then them coming to fruition. And these are patterns that I've seen in my life, when I've declared something, being able to see it through. What do you feel like is different about the recent declarations that you've made compared to the ones in the past?
In the past, I was in my own way. I felt like I didn't deserve certain things or I wasn't worthy. I couldn't do
Mhm.
this or I couldn't do that. Like, for example, with the car, a Mercedes, oh, I can't afford a Mercedes. Well, I'm driving one right now, so apparently I can afford it. Um,
Damn
it
right.
was just a different, just getting out of my way. This is what I want. This is what I deserve. I'm manifesting it. I'm taking the necessary steps, not just saying I want it and just sitting on my laurels and thinking it's going to happen, but actually working hard every single day, making it happen and putting that
Absolutely.
energy forward to everybody else and sharing it with people like yourself.
Yeah, and not letting, like, not even having it be an option not to do that, right? Because you were kind of telling
That's
me,
correct.
can you share the experience of your coworker when you, like, kind of what he shared with you when you were, because you, Andre actually shared with me a really awesome awareness point that you had on a drive home, correct? With like a coworker. It was an interaction that you had
I
with a coworker, and he checked you. He gave you some feedback.
I think I remember. I
Well,
we
I'll
talked a
tell the
couple
story as
times.
far as I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can correct me if it's
Okay.
wrong. So basically, Andre, he sets this intention of buying this car, and he doesn't let himself not do it. Basically, 2 days before the deadline, he's thinking to
Oh,
himself,
right.
he's like, do you know what I'm talking about now?
Yeah, go ahead though.
Yeah.
I like
So I'm probably gonna tell it wrong, but basically, you like went into work and you were second guessing yourself about something. What were you second guessing yourself about?
So I was sitting there and I think it was second guessing getting making more money right away.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that was it.
and the coworker was sitting there and he kind of stopped what he was doing and just looked at me. He goes, and he had this angry look, this angry dad look on his face. And I'm looking at him like, what's going on? He goes, I don't understand what you just said right there. He goes, I've never seen anybody say that they're going to do something and in a short amount of time did exactly that in such a big thing. Because I went from, I'll be honest, I'm humble. I went from riding a bus to where I said, I'm not going to renew my bus pass. And I caught the bus to the dealership and drove off. And he said, I didn't think that you were serious. And then the next thing I know, I turn around and you're driving up to work in a car. And it kind of shocked me. I was like, wow, I started letting my own nerds start to slip back in,
Yeah,
start to get in my own way. And as
yeah.
soon as he did that and he checked me without really knowing what he was doing, he did a Chris Lee.
Chris Lee is one of the trainers in the program. And for those of you that don't know, the word that Andre just used, nerd, is like another word for ego. So that voice in your head, the one that's telling you like you're not good enough for that, like you can't. So those limiting beliefs that held you back in the past, now having been able to really identify with your worthiness, know that you're so deserving of all these things that you want in life, it's, it doesn't make it any easier, but it makes it a commitment. Like you can absolutely achieve everything that you want to do because you set your mind to it. And that's such a powerful realization.
Yes, absolutely.
I love
It
it.
felt good.
That's
It felt
that's
good.
right. I mean, and you look good driving the car, so that's a bonus. And I want to acknowledge too that the impact that you're making for the people around you, because I'm sure that it's not common for people like your coworkers to have somebody say something and then have it be true. I feel like that's one of the things that really has impacted me is that when I say something, I do it. And the result of that for me is always shocking because so many people around me are like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. And I was like, well, I said I was going to do it. But so
Right.
many people don't actually do the things that they say. When they set the intention, it's flighty or they get in their own way or they feel as though they're undeserving or whatever it may be. Typically, they're standing in their own way of it.
Yep.
I love that you really like are setting because you're setting such strong intentions and allowing them to come to fruition and being like committed AF and getting them done. You're then kind of creating a ripple effect in the people around you, seeing what you're doing, right?
Yes, it actually, I got recognized last week. I'm on a, so I have a small team of seven, almost eight people. I have a new person coming, and not that I'm battling against my other coworkers, but I'm an ex-athlete, so I'm always in competition with something. And five of my seven coworkers or team players are top producers and are just crushing it right now. And my supervisor pulled me aside and was just all ecstatic, asking me what I've been doing and what's different. I said, nothing's different. I'm just being me, and I'm bringing my love for life and passion here. Uh, I'm no different in these walls than I am outside the walls. If you see me out there, I'm going to talk to you to pick you up. If you see me in here, I'm going to talk to you and pick you up. I love you. I care about you. And that's what translates across. And I think that that's different because I know I've rarely felt that when I was an employee.
Hmm.
You know, I didn't feel that until I worked at Organifi with Drew Canoli, who's the one that put me into ALA, and here we are.
Hmm. I love it. So, yeah, for those of you out there who may be watching and are constantly in the pattern of saying something that you want, or, a phone call, they don't realize I'm doing this important thing. Um, well, I lost my train of thought. Oh, for those of you out there who are struggling with the fact that you maybe are on repeat, kind of like how many of us have been in our life with a goal or something that we want to accomplish, and it's just not happening for us. I would love to connect with you. I'm sure Andre would love to connect with you to really see like what might be standing your way. Is it
Right.
worthiness? Is it a conversation that you don't deserve it? Is it that you feel like you can't do it? Like typically it's us. I see it all the time in the real estate industry. Like I do my best to advise clients as best I can, but I can't do my job when, when a client wants to stand in their own way. You can't help somebody who doesn't want to help themselves. I see it a lot. A lot of times buyers especially will get in their head about something, and even though it's an easily achievable problem or, not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, it will become a fixation, and they'll sabotage their goal. They've had this amazing goal of getting into a house. They've spent the past 6 months doing it. We're down to the wire, ready to sign escrow paperwork, and it's like, no, oh my God, I can't do it. And it happens all the
Yeah.
time in a variety of different ways. Like you could have just as easily went to a car dealership and not left driving a car off that lot. And so I think that's really the power in intention, and really like setting the intention and being committed to getting it done. Like recognizing if it's not done, why is it not done? Because
Yeah,
when I
exactly.
have things on my goal sheet, what is one of them actually? So the beginning of the year, I was really robust, and I was like, I want to work out 7 days a week. And the first month of January, that line on my goal sheet was not very good. I was very overzealous. And when I really checked myself at the end of January and recognized, okay, like you totally botched this goal. Why? It was that the 7 days that I chose felt really overwhelming in my body. Therefore, I built up resistance to doing it at all, and it was not successful. And instead, for February, I prepared myself for an achievable goal of 4 times a week, and I was able to accomplish it. So sometimes it's just a simple shift, or it
Yeah,
doesn't have to be a massive thing like buying a house or buying a car. It's a simple shift to see like what might be standing in your way.
exactly. That's exactly what it is. Just taking a step back and looking at it from a different perception or perspective, I guess. It's never as difficult as we try to make it seem. It seems like
Yeah,
instinctively we want to make it the hardest thing in the world, but it's really not that hard. Nothing is
absolutely.
really that difficult.
Totally. I like what Paul's saying on here. Pace yourself, baby steps. Absolutely. Because that
Absolutely.
really is the power. And I love, I want to acknowledge, because before we sign off, one of the things that I think has been really powerful for Andre, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Andre in the last few weeks, like he's been telling me for certain, but I know that you've probably been telling a lot of people in your life, like what your intentions are. I'm going to do
Yeah,
this. Like, this is what I'm actually going to accomplish. I get to do this. I'm going to have this raise. And it's like by telling your sphere, not only are you allowing us to support you in that and to check in and see how you're doing and hold you accountable, we're also like in the back of your mind likely holding you accountable, like realistically. Now you've told several, probably dozen people what your plans are. If you just up and not do it, it's going to reflect on you. So I want to acknowledge you for really spreading the word. That's what I've noticed has been really successful for me in the past. Like when I set a very big goal, telling a lot of people about it, because then I'm
right.
like, well, I got to do it now.
That's true.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, it was great having you on, my friend. Do you have any last words for the audience?
Um, I love everybody. I hope that you guys can continue to stay out of your way, know what you want, know that you're worthy, whether it's a house, a car, a new job. Um, the couple that I was talking to at your party, I told them, you guys are going to buy that boat. There's nothing that if you're thinking about it, that means you're going to get it.
I
So
don't
if
know
you
what
can
couple
even
that
manage,
is, but I'm gonna
it was,
be even better friends with them. I'm just kidding.
yeah, it was the one that they were at one of your open houses. I
Oh,
forget.
Mike and Tracy?
I think so.
They would be
But
the boat type. I feel like I'm already on that boat. I'm already in bed with them. I'm just kidding.
absolutely. But just
Yeah.
stay motivated. Don't stay motivated. And it's not like it's a perfect scenario. There are going to be times where you kind of start to maybe doubt yourself, but those are times where you really get to step back and look at three different reasons why you deserve it. As soon as that one reason that says you don't deserve it, look at three different reasons of why you deserve it even more.
I
You
love
know,
that. And that's really powerful too, because there is, you don't just have the car now and like life is jolly. Like there quite literally may be issues that arise with that car. But now that you've set the
right?
intention, now you have a different lifestyle around that car. You get to create, you know, your life around that car. So when stuff arises, how do you solve that problem? And it's an amazing example of like what's possible. Everyone is totally worthy of having literally everything that they've ever dreamed of, and the only one that's telling them no is themselves.
True. Very true.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for being on here and in tune. I love this. I want to end with this quote that Paul graced us with. Thanks, Paul. It's already getting likes. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And that's so true. It does not have to be, oh no, we lost Andre. Well, we were about to sign off anyways. So I'm sorry, Andre, that you're gone. We were experiencing a lot of technical difficulties actually prior to starting this, so maybe we're just having phone issues. But I thank you guys so much for joining in. This was an amazing episode featuring Andre. I love you, Andre. I wish you were here to say goodbye. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, as always, to our Featured Friend Friday. I'll talk to you soon.